Long before the first tree rooted itself into Earth's soil, before the whisper of leaves touched the wind, the ocean already had kings, ancient predators that shaped evolution itself. These were the sharks, creatures so perfectly designed for survival that even 400 million years of time have barely changed them. To imagine a world before trees is to imagine a planet strange and wild. Continents barren, air thin, seas teeming with life but land silent. It was the Devonian period, often called the Age of Fishes, when sharks first appeared in Earth's story. They swam through shallow seas long before the first forests shaded the planet. The Earth then was young, unstable and raw, yet from that chaos emerged one of nature's most enduring creations, a hunter built not by chance, but by the slow perfection of evolution. These early sharks were not the sleek, gray torpedoes we picture today. They were primitive, armor-plated fish with jawbones evolving into tools of predation. Their skeletons were made not of bone, but of cartilage, a flexible, lightweight material that let them glide through water with unmatched agility. This gave sharks a secret advantage that would carry them through every extinction event Earth could throw their way. When most species vanished, sharks adapted. When land turned to desert and oceans boiled, sharks found a way to endure. Even when meteors struck and wiped out the mighty dinosaurs, the sharks survived. Patient, efficient, eternal. Their story is not just of survival, but of mastery. As millions of years passed, the planet changed beyond recognition. Land plants began to creep from the oceans, spreading moss and ferns across once barren ground. Eventually, around 350 million years ago, the first true trees appeared, towering lycophytes and giant ferns that reached toward the sun. But by then, sharks had already ruled the oceans for 50 million years. They had hunted, fed, evolved, and refined their design into near perfection. In the vast timeline of life, they are our planet's living fossils, witnesses to ages long forgotten. Every time you see a shark cutting through the water, you are looking at a survivor older than the forests, older than the mountains as we know them, older even than most continents in their present form. The contrast between sharks and trees is staggering. Trees symbolize stability, rootedness, and slow growth. Sharks represent constant motion, ceaseless adaptation, and the primal rhythm of life in the sea. One stands firm, gathering sunlight. The other moves endlessly, claiming the dark depths. Yet both became crucial to Earth's balance. Trees generating oxygen that fuels all breath, and sharks maintaining the health of marine ecosystems. In a poetic way, these two ancient forces, one of land, one of sea, evolved separately, yet in harmony, shaping life across worlds they would never share. When the first forests sprouted and the planet's oxygen levels soared, the seas responded. More oxygen meant more complex ocean life, and sharks evolved sharper senses, better speed, and refined hunting instincts. The rise of trees and the reign of sharks are deeply connected, each influencing life above and below the surface. Fossil records reveal how ancient sharks looked, strange creatures with spiral-shaped teeth, flat bodies, or wing-like fins. Some grew only inches long. Others, like Helicoprion, wielded circular saw jaws that curled beneath their faces. Over millions of years, they diversified into hundreds of forms, filling every ocean niche. The modern great white, tiger, and hammerhead are merely the latest chapters in a saga that began long before mammals, birds, or even dinosaurs walked the earth. To put it in perspective, when the first tree began photosynthesizing sunlight,
Sharks had already witnessed the rise and fall of entire marine empires. They were ancient even in the age of ammonites and trilobites, and they endured every mass extinction that erased 99% of life from this planet. But what makes sharks so enduring? Their biology holds the clues. They have electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini, tiny pores that sense the faint electric fields of living prey. Their teeth constantly regenerate, ensuring they never lose their weapons. Their streamlined bodies are miracles of hydrodynamics, designed to move efficiently and silently. Their cartilage skeletons make them lighter than bone, reducing energy use and increasing buoyancy. Every detail of a shark's anatomy speaks of balance, optimization, and timeless design. Nature tested millions of blueprints for survival, and sharks, it seems, won the contest early. Yet these ancient beings are not mindless predators. They are integral to the ocean's health. Sharks keep marine populations balanced by controlling prey species and preventing disease spread among weaker animals. Without them, entire ecosystems collapse. Coral reefs, fisheries, and marine biodiversity all depend on sharks' presence. In many ways, they are the gardeners of the ocean, maintaining its rhythm much like trees maintain the Earth's breath. This is why scientists often say that the survival of sharks is tied to the survival of our planet's oceans themselves. And now, for the first time in their 400 million year history, sharks face a threat unlike they've ever known: us. In a few short centuries, humans have done more damage to shark populations than all 5 mass extinctions combined. Millions are killed yearly for their fins, often discarded back into the sea to die. Pollution, overfishing, and climate change further shrink their numbers. The creature that survived meteors and ice ages now struggles against human greed. Ironically, the most ancient predator on Earth is now prey to the youngest and most reckless species of all. The forests that grew long after sharks were born are now falling to deforestation, while the oceans where sharks once ruled grow emptier each year. Both the tree and the shark, symbols of endurance, are under siege by the same hands. Still, there is hope. Conservation efforts around the world are rising. Sanctuaries protect breeding grounds. Awareness campaigns educate communities about sharks' ecological value. Scientists study their biology to understand not just how to save them, but what they can teach us. Sharks' immune systems are nearly immune to infection and cancer. Their evolutionary secrets might one day save human lives. In protecting them, we protect part of Earth's original design, the blueprint of resilience itself. When we look at a shark, we're looking into deep time, into an unbroken lineage stretching back almost 500 million years. We see a creature that has watched continents drift, oceans rise and fall, climates freeze and burn, and species come and go like shadows. It has seen the birth of forests, the flight of birds, the rise of mammals, and the spark of human civilization. And yet it remains sleek, silent, eternal. It is humbling to realize that trees, which we consider ancient and enduring, are mere newcomers compared to the shark's reign. If time were a book, trees would appear halfway through, while sharks would have been there from the opening chapter, written in ink of salt water and blood. The next time you see a shark gliding effortlessly beneath the waves, remember, you are not just watching an animal, you're witnessing history. A living relic of a world before leaves, before forests, before even soil covered the ground. In its movements lie the memory of ancient oceans. In its eyes, the reflection of Earth as it once was. Wild, untamed, and eternal. Sharks are older than trees, older than mountains, and perhaps wiser than both. They are proof that evolution does not always demand change. only perfection. And as long as the seas still move and the earth still breathes, somewhere out there, a shark will continue its silent swim, a heartbeat from a time before time itself.